Hi there, I'm Jennifer from my-colorado-kitchen.com. Today we are going to be making some homemade Golden Slushy Punch. This is probably my favorite drink, and we are going to start off with adding some sugar. So I like to use organic cane sugar. We are going to do 1 cup of sugar. The next thing that we're going to add is going to be our 2 cups of water. Then we're going to add 1 cup of lemon juice. So you can fresh squeeze this lemon juice or you can buy it. Just make sure that it is not from concentrate. Either way is fine. It is a lot of lemon juice, so it would be a lot to squeeze, but 1 cup of lemon juice. If you want some more from scratch recipes, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I post 2 new recipes each week. The next thing we're going to add is 1 cup of orange juice. Again, if you wanted to fresh squeeze this, you absolutely could. It would be even better. But for this today, we're just going to use it. The best option that we have available at the store, I am going to use, so I have organic orange juice, that is just orange juice. We'll add that in. And lastly, we're going to add 2 cups of pineapple juice. I would recommend buying the pineapple juice and not fresh squeezing that. But again, if you wanted to, by all means, do it. Just make sure it's the not from concentrate kind. We're gonna do 2 cups. So we're putting this juice in this saucepan because we're going to heat it up enough to dissolve that sugar. And then once we heat it up, that sugar is dissolved, then we're going to put this punch in the freezer, and it's going to freeze overnight or for at least several hours, and then we can make our punch. So once we have all of those juices in, that sugar, that water, we're just gonna grab a whisk and we're just gonna stir it a little bit. We're just trying to mix up that sugar. For the full principal recipe details, I'll link them in the description below, or you can head to my website at my-colorado-kitchen.com. Once that's decently stirred together, we're going to put it on our stovetop and we're just gonna heat it up for just a few minutes to get that sugar to fully dissolve. We'll just turn that on medium heat and we're going to just let that heat up just enough. We do not want it to get too hot, too boiling. We just want it to heat up to dissolve that sugar. So we'll just keep stirring it with our whisk until we feel like that sugar is dissolved. Typically, it's around 5 minutes. Once that sugar is dissolved, just a few minutes, then we're gonna bring it back over here and we're going to pour it in some bags. So we're gonna do 2 quart-size Ziploc bags, and I am just putting it in this 4-cup measure to hold the bag. Honestly, if you have 2 people, that is the best way and the way I would recommend it. But where it's just me today, I will do my best not to make a mess. We're gonna pour it in there and then we're gonna freeze it. So I actually like to start out by taking my measure here and I'll just dip it in and then I'll just pour that in the bags as best as I can. You're just gonna try and make them even, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And there's 1. Put our second one in. So this punch is actually really should be named Mary's Punch because my mom served this at her wedding and it has forever been our family's favorite punch for all family gatherings. I took her recipe. I did make it a little bit healthier with no soda added and less sugar and not, she used to use frozen juices. So it is a little bit healthier than the one that she used to make, but it tastes the same. The nostalgia is there. I love it so much. This Golden Slushy Punch is something I hope you guys fall in love with just as much as my whole family has fallen in love with it. So we got our second one. And once those are in the bags, what we wanna do is we wanna put these in the freezer. We want them to freeze, and that way we can make our punch. So I'll add these to the freezer. So I added those to the freezer, and then I of course wanted to show you guys what the punch actually looks like made. So I made a bag of this ahead of time, and I just pulled it out of the freezer so we could make some homemade Golden Slushy Punch. So this is what it'll look like frozen, just a big block. You can let it sit out for a few minutes if you would like, but honestly, I don't like to have it sit out too long because the whole point of this is that it's frozen and slushy. So what I typically do, and the reason I put these in these bags versus something else, is because I want it frozen, and then I just tear this bag. So we're just gonna tear the bag. We're gonna put it in a punch bowl or any bowl that you want to serve it in. Then we're gonna take a fork. We've tried a lot of other tools in the past. A fork is the best option. So I get a big fork, and then we're just going to get it into chunks. You don't want this into super small chunks. I'm going to add some sparkling water to it later, and you don't want it too small of chunks because you want those big chunky slushy flavors. That's everyone's favorite part. So when chopping it up, these chunks right here, like these are perfect size chunks to leave. So you don't want too big of chunks, but some of these are perfect. So you have some small and some big. And then after it's all chopped up, we're going to add our sparkling water. So this is just plain sparkling water. I got this one at Costco. You can get any sparkling water you would like. You're gonna want about 16 to 20 ounces of sparkling water in there, and you're just gonna pour it in. Gonna fizz up a little bit, which will be great. Then you're just gonna take a soup ladle or a punch ladle and you're just going to mix that up. At first, it's gonna look like two separate ingredients. It's gonna look like that frozen punch and the sparkling water, but just give it a minute or two and then it's all going to come together so perfectly. You can, after this is in there, take your fork and you can chop up some of those bigger chunks. Or often we love to just have these big chunks in our glass because it's so great to just eat them. So up to you on what you want to do, how slushy you want it, how smooth you want it. But once you have it made in your punch bowl, then it's ready to serve. This is perfect for baby showers, perfect for family gatherings. We use it every year, like at our Christmas parties. You could do this for just a summer barbecue. It is such a great drink, such a great punch. For adults, if you want to add some vodka or gin to it, you absolutely could. This punch is just so versatile and so yummy and just something that's so dear to my heart. It is my mom's punch, Mary's punch, and just a little bit healthier with some better ingredients that is a little bit better for our bodies, but still so delicious and just brings me back to all that childhood awesome memories. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like, give it a thumbs up. And for the full recipe details, I'll link them in the description below, and they're also on my website at my-colorado-kitchen.com. From my kitchen to yours, cheers, happy cooking.